I'm going to put you guys on some game, not even game, but some information and what's really going on, okay? Because a lot of people really don't understand. And this is what happens when you don't have, it's not that you don't have discernment, you just may not be strong enough in your discernment in relating to this particular area, right? Of knowledge or a particular area. When it comes to witchcraft, a lot of us children of God, we're very sensitive in the spirit. We can feel things, right? But there's different types of feelings with different types of witchcraft. When we feel something dark or a dark presence, or we feel something's not right, we instantly think that it's the person we're looking at that's not right. We instantly think something's off with that person. We instantly think any type of dark presence or dark feeling is all the same. Remember when I told you guys with different gifts? Remember, gift of discernment is a gift on its own. With many gifts, there's layers behind that gift. So if there was a book on discernment, there would be a lot of details relating to discernment. It wouldn't just be, feeling and knowing, feeling in the spirit and knowing what is and what isn't, or what's true from what's not. It would be much deeper than that. Because there would have to be details also explaining the different types of feelings that you may be feeling. For instance, just like there is a spirit, like there is Python spirit. The Python spirit, octopus spirit, Leviathan spirit, all of these, you'll get that same feeling when it comes to something negative being around or something negative interfering, but the symptoms of each spirit is not the same. There's similarities, but they're all different, right? So if you're feeling something, you would have to discern, okay, is this Leviathan? Is this Python? Is this octopus? Is this spirit of oppression? Is it spirit of stagnation? You would have to discern what type of spirit it is. But knowing that something is not right is a common feeling when it comes to all the spirits. Do you get where I'm coming from, guys? So it's the same concept with being around people and understanding, okay, do I feel this way about someone because I'm fighting witchcraft right now? I'm under attack right now, so it's affecting me, and it's allowing me to, it's letting me feel some type of way about someone else. Or is it really that person that's making me feel this way? That's another form of discernment that children of God have to pay close attention to. Because this is what gets a lot of people in trouble. And this is what gets a lot of people convicted. Is because they're not able to distinguish properly if they're feeling some type of way because of what they're fighting spiritually, or if it's really the other person. Also, you have to discern, am I feeling this way because I'm under attack? And am I moody and taking things too personal because I'm under attack? Or is this person there really doing something to annoy me, really doing something to affect me? Or is it the witchcraft being done to them that's making me feel this aggravated? Do you get where I'm coming from, guys? Like, there's so much layers behind each gift, and I don't think people understand how important it is to know this. And it makes me so frustrated sometimes when I try to explain it. It makes me want to cry. I'm getting emotional. It makes me want to cry so bad, because being someone that can see in the spirit, not only can I see, but I can hear in the spirit. And I've heard so many good things, and I've heard bad things. Being someone that has every single type of arrow aimed at me, I know what each arrow feels like. I know when a particular witch is attacking me. I know when it's a new witch. I know when they switched up the attempts, switched up the spells. I know all this stuff from experience, from years of being attacked, years of being a sacrificial sheep. I've noticed this stuff. And throughout these years, I have documented my experiences, things that I have felt, and different types of feelings from different attacks. Okay, and it's getting me emotional because today I watch a lot of Christians who are gifted in the spirit, but they're not knowledgeable when it comes to discerning which is which. So I literally witnessed Christians attacking another Christian because they're thinking that that Christian is demonic and evil, but that Christian that they're attacking is actually under attack. They're not doing anything wrong. They're not saying anything wrong to them, but they're being accused of things. They're being attacked. Arrows are being aimed at them from another Christian who could see in the spirit, right? Because they feel like something is off. But because they never went to God to discern why they were feeling the way they were feeling, they instantly accuse the other party of making them feel that way. Not realizing that that Christian you're aiming arrows at, someone's doing spell work on them, which is what's making you triggered. Someone is doing spell work on them, which is what's making you see them in a negative light. Or someone is doing spell work on you and trying to frame the other Christian so you don't think it's the witch that's been attacking you for years. You think it's that brother and sister in Christ. This is why it's so important for us to, whenever we feel something and we know something is not right, we have to check ourselves. You can't be so prideful, so egotistical, to the point where you have to ignore your emotions that something is not right and you have to look for someone else to blame for why you feel the way you feel. No, make sure it's not you that's under attack. Make sure that it's really not you that's under attack. Make sure that it's not the other party that's under attack. Go to God and confirm things with God first before you point fingers at other people. That's the responsible thing to do. The people who I notice are very careful when it comes to things like this are those who've been in the boat where they've been accused. They've been targeted. Because I've been targeted so much, I don't go around just pointing my fingers at people. I don't. Because I know better than that. Because I know that if I feel some type of way about someone, it's possibly because I'm under attack, or the person I feel some type of way about is possibly under attack and there's witchcraft being done to them to make me look at them in a negative light. Or if it is them that's actually doing something, God will confirm it. If God has not confirmed anything to you, and what I mean by confirmation, I'm not talking about a dream, because the devil can masquerade a dream. Whatever spell work is going on in the moment, that will also appear in your dream. Do you know that? Do you know that? So if you're under attack and the attack that's being done to you is making someone else look bad, and they're trying to turn you against someone else, and they're attacking you so you can turn against the other brother and sister in Christ, best believe that's going to be the same type of attempts that are being done in your dreams. That's going to be the same type of dreams you're going to get unless God comes through and reveals exactly what's being done. This is why people have to be more open and receptive to the Holy Spirit and having a relationship with Him, rather than always just trying to be in control or trying to be in charge or always trying to think they know everything. Put your pride aside and be like, God, I'm receptive to be able to receive knowledge on the hidden things in the Spirit, Lord. Reveal the things to me that many people don't know, Lord. I'm humble enough to receive it, but your actions have to prove you're humble enough to receive it. And God will show you the hidden things. All this stuff I'm talking about, these are hidden things that I'm able to see. These people, Kingdom of Darkness, they're organized with their crime. They're organized. You don't think they look at Christians and start laughing and mocking them because they turn two brothers and sisters against each other and they're attacking each other when they're the ones behind it? They sit back and they laugh. They sit back and they laugh because they're like, oh, you're a chosen one, but you can't even see that I just turned you against your own brother and sister, but you call yourself a chosen one, and then they start mocking you. We got to be smarter than the way we're moving right now. Literally. Because these people are ruthless. Here's another way how you'll know something like this is being done. You can look at someone, you may love them, you may have all this love in your heart towards them, and they've done nothing to you, they've said absolutely nothing to you, but one day you looked at them and for some reason you feel anger, you feel aggravated, you feel hate. That's when you got to check yourself, and that's when you got to confirm with God why you're feeling that way. Because if you had no problems with them before, and they've done nothing to you before, and all of a sudden you're feeling this animosity and hate, chances are it's because someone is trying to turn you against them, or chances are there's witchcraft being done to them to make you look at them differently. Do you see what I'm saying? You have to confirm with God, guys, because this is the type of stuff that they're doing. They're trying to cause chaos in God's kingdom. And this is exactly how they do it. This is exactly how they do it. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that there's witches and warlocks that are literally attacking each other? It happens, but rarely. It happens. The only time you'll see a witch and a warlock attack each other is if a person decides to change their path or change their life, or one party doesn't want to take the fault, so they try to throw the blame on someone else, and the other party starts to attack them. Listen, it even says this in Matthew. God said this himself. The kingdom can't work against itself. Do you see what I'm saying? The kingdom of darkness can't work against itself. They have to work together. So when they see Christians attacking each other, they're laughing, they're mocking, they're having a good old time. They're having a good old time. I always tell people, you want to know who's true? You want to know who's real? You will never see them online attacking nobody. You will never see them online attacking nobody. You will always see that child of God minding their business, doing them, and just all about God's business. That's how you know. Whenever you see someone that's causing chaos and ruckus and in the church or outside the church or online or in the workplace or wherever, there's something going on. There's some type of humiliation ritual going on, which I'm going to talk about. There's some type of humiliation ritual going on, or the person that's doing the chaos, causing the chaos, the slandering, the attacks, they're under attack. Or the person they're attacking is under attack. Someone is under attack and someone is being used in that very moment while they're under attack. Do you see what I'm saying? Because some people, they're under attack and they don't even know they're under attack. They don't even know they're under attack. And then there's some people that know they're being used and they don't care. And then there's a humiliation ritual that they do. And what do they do with the humiliation ritual? With the humiliation ritual, they try to shame the child of God. They try to shame the child of God. I've been through the humiliation ritual before. Okay? I'm not talking about just YouTube. I've been through the humiliation ritual before I even went on YouTube. I was running around the city with torn up shoes. Okay? Haven't showered in days. My pupils turning black. Okay, the white part of my eye turning black. Haven't slept in days because there was a spirit tormenting me. The person that sent me that spirit said she was going to shame me. She literally said out of her mouth, I'm going to shame you. That's what the witch said. I'm going to shame you. And when she said that spirit to me, she indeed shamed me for about almost 7 days straight. Because 7 days straight, I was tormented. I don't think you guys understand not being able to sleep for almost 7 days straight. Every time you close your eyes, the spirit is attacking you. You can't, right before you go into you ever had someone wake you up right before you go into a deep sleep? And you get so annoyed because you were just about to go into a deep sleep. You're so tired, so you wake up cranky. Imagine every time you're about to fall into a deep sleep, there's a spirit that's literally tormenting you to the point where you have to wake up. So for 7 days, I was afraid to sleep because even when I closed my eyes, I was being suffocated. There was a spirit holding my mouth and my nose, so I couldn't breathe. So I was so scared to sleep. I went almost 7 days with no sleep. And because I was sleep deprived, I was going insane. I was going mad. Okay? And I was running around the city because there was a spirit chasing me. And people looked at me like I was crazy, like I was on drugs. That's a humiliation ritual. That is when someone is trying to shame you. A humiliation ritual is when someone will poke at you, do things to make you look crazy, to try to embarrass you. Right? And then they will throw you in a psych ward in a mental institution and say you're crazy. Even though they're the one that's sending the spirits to torment you, even though they're the ones paying people to send you spirits, even though they're the cause of you acting like you don't have any sense because you're not able to think because something is taking over your mind, something is controlling your body and your mind, they will literally be the cause of all of that. And then some of them will be the very ones to send you into the psych ward. I'm going to talk about that right now, actually. There's a thing called, I know it went from discerning, but this goes into the same topic I'm talking about because y'all really have to understand how deep this really is. It's layered. It's organized crime. It's organized crime. It's very layered and very spiritual, and you won't understand it until you have the spiritual eyes to see. That's why God says having spiritual eyes is far more important than fame. It's far more important than status, followers, and likes. And having spiritual eyes is no joke. It's no joke. There's people out there who are praying to God that they're able to see in the spirit. They want spiritual eyes. And then there's those who have the spiritual eyes that are begging God for a break, because it's no joke. It's no joke. No one will really understand this unless they're able to literally see in the spirit and see what's really going down. I have witnessed witches turning from themselves into people that I know in the spiritual realm, into people that I love, on purpose to try to get me to be against them, to dislike them. But because I'm smart and I'm discerned, I already know what's going on. I wouldn't fall for it. But imagine people who are not aware of this, how much they fall for it. Then they have a child of God trying to humiliate another child of God. That's a humiliation ritual. Turning one child of God against the other and publicly causing chaos, whether it's in the physical, whether it's in the church, whether it's online. That's a humiliation ritual. Having someone, a child of God, try to shame another child of God for no reason. For no reason. Having someone you don't even know try to falsely accuse you publicly and try to shame you for no reason. You don't even know this person from nowhere. That's a humiliation ritual. Anything that requires someone embarrassing you, making you look bad, trying to taint the way people see you, that's a humiliation ritual. When they can't find people to do it, they will try to get you to go insane, try to make you go crazy. And I'm going to talk about so the kingdom of darkness has decoys, okay? They have decoys in every profession. Okay, they even have decoys in your very own family. These people have been watching you since you were a child. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Little Mermaid is evil, Little Mermaid is bad. A lot of people, because they're so scared to watch certain things, they lack knowledge. If you watch The Little Mermaid and you actually pay attention to the storyline, it's revealing so much truth to you about how the kingdom of darkness actually works, okay? Ursula looked into Ariel's life from before she was even born. And when Ariel was born, she watched Ariel grow up and she waited for the perfect timing to attack Ariel. That is exactly what happens to many of us. These people watch us from since we were children. God says, I knew you before I formed you in the womb. This is written in scripture. If this is written in scripture and there's physical proof of this, don't you think the devil understands that God's chosen are going to be chosen before they enter the womb? Don't you think the devil already knows who's God's chosen? Don't you think he's going to alert the very witches and warlocks who are associated with him, who are working for him? He is going to alert them. Many of you guys, you have people like that in your family who are connected, who are still carrying demonic covenants. They're aware they're carrying demonic covenants. They know they are. They're continuing to do it low key. Low key. And they've been watching you since you were a child. I know this for a fact because I have an aunt who carried a demonic covenant, and she's a witch. And I never knew she was. I didn't even find out she was literally a witch until I think it was last year. But there were so much things that happened to me in my childhood, even in my adult years, that she would mention to me, oh, you're going to have this, you're going to have that. I saw your husband. I saw this, I saw that. Before I even got a chance to see all this prophetically, she saw everything. She saw everything. And she was one of the main people trying to block me. Right? Also one of my parents too. They watch you. And what will happen is they will literally be the cause of your attack. They will attack. They will pay people to attack you. They will pay people to torment your mind. They will send people your belongings, your photo, your hair, all that stuff, put it on an altar, and then they will send more than one spirit to you. And when you have like 6 or 7 different types of spirits, one is torturing your mind, one is torturing your body, one is torturing your spirit, one is has your tongue so you can't talk. Okay, one is torturing your sleep, and you have different spirits torturing you. There's a saying, remember in the Bible, it says when a spirit leaves a house and it comes back and sees the house empty, it brings a spirit 7 times more worse than itself. It brings 7 more spirits, right? That's because all the spirits work together. So there's someone that can actually summon up around 7 types of spirits and send them to you. And so my phone cut out. But what I was saying is, just like in the Bible, it says that there's a spirit that comes to the house, and when it seems the house is clean, it brings back 7 spirits worse than itself. This is because spirits work together. They work together. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, they have different assignments. So someone that is attacking you and wanting you to look crazy and wanting to do humiliation or ritual on you, what will happen is there is someone that's going to be operating and summoning up all 7 spirits. And they will send all 7 spirits. So you'll see the spirit of suicide coming after you. That's the spirit that was chasing me. The spirit of suicide, the Reaper. That was the spirit that was chasing me. Okay? And then it stopped chasing me for a while. And then there was a new spirit, which was like a long-looking, shadow man-looking spirit that was chasing me. So those were 2 different types of spirit. Then there was a spirit that was suffocating my chest. That was the python spirit. Then there was a spirit that was holding on to my tongue. I don't even know what spirit that was, but there was one that was holding on to my tongue. Then there was a spirit that was keeping me from falling asleep. They were all working together. All these spirits. It's like they had shifts. They all had shifts. So what they will do is, the person or people that are doing this to you, either there's one person sending all these spirits, paying for someone to send all these spirits to you, or there's more than one person attacking you at the same time. This happens to a lot of public figures, where there'll be a lot of people attacking them at the same time. So you'll have one person working with the spirit of oppression. Then you'll have one person that's working with the python. And you have one person who's summoning up the suicide spirit. And then they'll all be doing the same ritual at the same time on a new moon or a full moon or something. So they'll all be sending spirits at the same time. Or like I said, you'll have one person that's working with all these spirits at the same time, send them at the same time. So what they will do is, they will be the cause of your mind going mentally ill. They will be the cause of a spirit upsetting you. Just imagine this, okay? I'm going to say something to you. Imagine you're around the person who's calling people to attack you. You're around this very person. And this very person is smiling in your face, pretending like they love you, okay? And then they're on the phone going back and forth via text message with the witch. And they're organizing things, okay? And as the witch starts her ritual now, this person is texting the witch back and forth, because the witch is asking this person for updates. This witch is asking this person, how does he or she look? Is her hair falling out yet? What does her eyes look like? And every single change that's happening to your body because of the attacks, the person is reporting back to the witch saying, okay, yeah, her pupils are big, her hair's falling out, okay, she's breaking out now, she's doing this now. Like, updating the witch. So the witch understands, like, if the attempts are, if her attacks are actually working, right? Then what will happen is, the person that's paying for these attacks and communicating with the witch will sit there and start asking you questions that make no sense, in order to see if you're gonna be alert enough to understand that these are questions that don't make sense, or if you're gonna go along with it. If you go along with it, it means that the attacks are not working. The attacks are working if you go along with it. If you don't go along with it, it means like you're still very much alert. So now they realize, okay, you're too alert because you understand that the questions being asked are crazy and they don't make sense. The attacks are not as strong as they want it to be. Then they go harder with the attacks. Now when the attacks are so hard that you're talking and you're saying things that don't make sense, you're running around them like a headless chicken, like you're acting like something is definitely going on with you, and they ask you questions to test it out. Like, hey, so the sky was green today, and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, the sky was so green, I saw it. Then they know the attacks are working because you're not in your right mind anymore. Now the spirit that they sent to torment your mind, they know it's working. Now that's the perfect timing to send you to the psych ward. Because now you're not alert enough to answer questions correctly. So the very person that was smiling in your face, that was accumulating these attacks, that was like accumulating and all of that, that was a part of it, is a witness. That person is a witness. What do I mean by that? That person is a decoy for the kingdom of darkness to watch you. Not only that, that person is also a witness. What do I mean by witness? They're watching as you transition from being normal into now looking like you're crazy. And even though they're the cause of the attacks, right? They're going to go into the psych ward, into the hospital, and they're going to say that when you were around them, you were doing this, you were doing that, to try to make you look as crazy as possible. So now they're being used as a witness in the psych ward. Now when they go to the psych ward and they go to someone and say all this stuff to that person, they're communicating with someone else from the psych ward who's also involved. It's not all the time. Some people don't know. Some people are innocently working in the psych ward and they don't know what's going on. But most of the times there's a decoy in the psych ward and there's a decoy. They all work together. Just like the spirits all work together, the 7 spirits that come back and work together in that house, 7 people or a lot of people will work together, and a lot of them will understand the assignment. But they will be decoyed in their specific careers. So a lot of you guys have a witness, someone that's going to stick around and be the person that can say you're crazy in order to make it look like you're crazy. And it's the person that's very much causing attacks, or one of them. Okay? So I say this to just give you guys a bit of like information on this stuff, and I just say this to say, use your discernment. Be smart. If you want God to bless you to where you have spiritual eyes, to where you can see more in the spirit, to where you can hear more, you got to be responsible with your gifts. You got to be responsible and mature enough to wait for confirmations, to discern before pointing fingers at people. Because let me tell you something. A lot of us, it took us years just to accept the fact that whoever is attacking us was attacking us. Why? Because a lot of us are mature with our gifts. We don't want to accuse nobody. We want to get confirmations. We want to make sure that we're right. And it took a lot of us years to find out the truth, to get the full confirmation. It doesn't take overnight or 2 days or 3 days. Sometimes it takes years. Especially when you're dealing with high-ranking witches, you want to make sure that whoever you're accusing is actually a part of it. Right? So it goes, I just said all that to show you guys, it goes deep. There's layers to everything. There's layers. Remember that. Always remember there's layers. It's not what you see. Just like things can be seen one way in the physical, but it's something else behind it. That's the same way in the spiritual world. Someone can put on a mask in the physical and pretend to be someone. Someone can also put a mask on in the spiritual. Okay? So I want to give you guys this confirmation. I just want to give you guys some information about that. But love you guys. Bye.